Radio nostalgia, G-Unit memories. Then, as fans describe in circulating snippets, the conversation took a turn. Kev leaned forward, voice a little too casual, and said something along the lines of, "You've always had smoke for people, but not everyone, right? You never go at Jay." It was subtle at first, but everyone in the booth felt it, a spark landing in dry grass. 50 tilted his head, giving that trademark grin that never quite reaches his eyes. He replied, calm but cutting, "If it was about loyalty, anybody could get it. Anybody." That's when Kev laughed, maybe too loudly, and doubled down. "Nah, you're capping, man. You wouldn't really move on Jay. Come on, it's different." Those few seconds, people say, stretched into something unreal. The sound engineer reportedly froze, pretending to adjust a knob. A camera operator lowered his phone. 50's posture changed, leaning in just slightly, enough to make it clear this was no longer a friendly interview. He spoke slowly, each word deliberate. "You think I wouldn't? You think the rules change depending on the name?" His tone wasn't loud, but it had that calm, dangerous rhythm that made everyone stop breathing for a second. Kev smirked, probably trying to keep it light, saying, "Man, you're wild. I'm just asking." But his voice cracked mid-sentence. 50 leaned back, hands folded, face unreadable. Reports say he didn't blink for a few seconds. It wasn't a threat, not exactly. It was a statement, one that carried too much truth to be ignored. Later, insiders would insist it was all part of the show, that both men knew how to stir a viral moment. But others close to the situation say the energy after that line was real. Kev's producer apparently muted the feed for a moment, pretending it was an audio issue. When it came back, both men were smiling again, but not the kind of smiles that mean everything is fine. It was the kind of smile that hides tension behind clenched teeth. Social media lit up within hours. Fans clipped the line, looping it over slow-motion shots, adding captions like, "He really said that on live radio?" and "This wasn't scripted." Some defended 50, saying Kev pushed too far, trying to bait him for clicks. Others accused 50 of overreacting, saying it was just banter gone wrong. Nobody knew the full truth, but the clip spread like wildfire. What most people didn't see was what happened once the mics were off. According to someone who claimed to be at the station that night, Kev walked out first, looking shaken but trying to keep it cool. 50 stayed behind, talking quietly to one of the producers. The exchange wasn't heated, but it was serious. One witness said 50 simply told them, "You can't play with certain stories. Some of us lived through them." Then he left. No handshake, no photo, no goodbye. By the morning, the rumor mill was spinning faster than the records the station played. Blogs started picking it up, claiming the two nearly came to blows. A few even wrote that security had to step in, though that detail remains unverified. Kev himself tried to downplay the situation, posting a short clip on social media saying, "Ain't no beef, it's all love, but y'all know 50 don't play." But the internet wasn't buying it. People zoomed in on every frame, saying Kev's smile looked forced, his laugh uneasy. Then came the podcasts. Hip-hop commentators dissected every second, slowing down audio to analyze tone, debating whether 50's words were literal or metaphorical. Fans took sides. Some said Kev deserved it for crossing a line, for treating a street survivor like a gossip subject. Others said 50 should have been the bigger person, that his legacy didn't need moments like this. What no one could deny, though, was that everyone was talking about it. As the day went on, 50 stayed silent online, which only made things worse. His silence was read as confirmation by some, denial by others. Memes started circulating, some jokingly showing Kev hiding behind the console, others editing 50's quote into cinematic movie trailers. But beneath the laughter, there was curiosity, even unease. People were wondering whether the line, "You wouldn't live to tell it," was a figure of speech, or something that came from a much darker place. Sources close to 50 later said he was calm afterwards, unfazed by the buzz. One insider reportedly said, "He's not worried about what people think. He's seen worse. He just doesn't like when people play games with his past. Kev, on the other hand, seemed different in his next few shows. Fans noted he was quieter, more careful with his words when certain topics came up. In an industry built on ego and confidence, that kind of shift doesn't go unnoticed. Meanwhile, the network behind the show saw their numbers spike. Streams doubled, comments flooded in, and hashtags started trending across multiple platforms. What started as an uncomfortable exchange had turned into a viral phenomenon. Even rival stations jumped in, replaying the audio under the guise of analyzing professionalism in hip-hop media, though everyone knew it was about feeding the frenzy. In private circles, whispers grew louder, that the tension between the two men wasn't new. Rumors suggested their old resentment, something about a previous interview where Kev made jokes about 50's early days, calling him too aggressive for radio. Others claimed it stemmed from mutual acquaintances in the industry, people who had played both sides back in the day. None of it was confirmed, but in the world of hip-hop, stories like these often carry more weight than facts. By the end of the week, fans were split into two camps: those who saw the moment as a calculated publicity stunt, and those who swore it was a real clash of pride, ego, and unspoken history. One thing was certain, though: the line had become legendary. "You wouldn't live to tell it" wasn't just a quote anymore. It was a meme, a warning, a cultural moment. It showed how one sentence, delivered with precision and emotion, could turn an ordinary interview into a piece of modern folklore. What makes this story even stranger is how both men handled the aftermath. Kev avoided mentioning 50's name for weeks. 50, true to form, didn't address it directly but posted a cryptic message. Some people forget, others get reminded. Fans instantly connected it to the interview, reigniting the online storm all over again. And just like that, the internet did what it always does: took a moment, spun it, exaggerated it, and made it larger than life. Still, people who were there insist it wasn't acting. They say you could feel the weight in the air, the kind of silence that doesn't come from performance, but from real tension between two men who both knew exactly how far words can go. It was uncomfortable, raw, and unplanned. And in the world of entertainment, that's the kind of authenticity people can't look away from. Even now, every time Kev's name trends, someone brings up that night. Someone posts the clip. Someone says, "Remember when 50 said that line?" It's become part of hip-hop legend, a story that might never be fully verified, but will always be remembered. And maybe that's why it still resonates, because nobody really knows if it was scripted or spontaneous, harmless or heavy. All they know is that for a few seconds, live on air, 50 Cent reminded everyone why his name still carries that kind of gravity. The following morning, the station's hallway buzzed with the uneasy quiet that only follows real controversy. Workers moved slower, heads low, trying not to make eye contact, as if even casual chatter might pull them into the fire. The show's producer reportedly arrived early, heads giggling, already on a call with management, trying to figure out how to spin the situation. "We just say it was passion, nothing deeper," but everyone knew better. This wasn't about music anymore. It was about reputation. DJ Cosmic Kev had built his career on confidence and fearless questioning, but now his audience saw something else: hesitation. By mid-morning, the story hit every gossip blog that mattered. Screenshots of fan tweets filled the timelines. One read, "50's calm voice is scarier than yelling." Another said, "Kev poked a lion and thought he'd walk away." Even mainstream outlets picked it up, dressing it up with disclaimers like "allegedly" and "according to listeners," but they all ran the same quote. On TikTok remixes, YouTube shorts, even turned into slowed, bass-boosted audio edits that blurred the release. Replied, "I said a lot of things. Which one you mean?" The clip went viral. It became the new talking point. Proof for some that he wasn't backing down, proof for others that he was just fanning the